All right. Hey guys, welcome to Real Estate Hot Takes, episode number 3 with Christina Krause. All right, Christina, here's the deal.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question. You have to take a bite of that wing. It's the hottest wing we can find here in Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
And then you answer.
Okay.
The longer you answer, the better, because then people learn more about you, and it also gives you a break in between. Okay?
I thought the show was you have to eat with me.
No.
Oh, dang.
All right. It's my show. I do what I want. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Right?
Yes.
Question number 1. We've known each other for like 7 years, and I have no idea what the fuck you do. What do you do?
I hear that a lot. I'm the 12-year-old boy.
You gotta get away from
Oh.
What? I just told you the rules. She doesn't follow the rules.
Okay. So I'm really just kind of a professional 12-year-old boy. And everybody likes to have like a little bit of that around every once in a while.
That's what you are? You're a 12-year-old boy.
And then they're like, okay, I mean, it's not as fun as I thought it was going to be. I wish you knew how many times I've heard that in my life. But wait, what are we talking about again?
What do you do? What do you do in real estate?
In real estate.
Yes.
So most people know us by our company, Postal Impact. We're kind of a data analytics company. So
Okay.
we do motivated seller lead lists to direct mail marketing and just study every single little piece of that, tracking mail through the sales pipeline,
Okay.
performance stats. And then most recently, we've kind of gotten involved in the back end. So helping people, usually investors book 25% as a contract. If you go out into appointments, generally speaking, they're going to book about 25% of those as appointments.
Okay.
And what happens to the other 75%? Well, it's normally not in their wheelhouse, but oftentimes, we can bring fund or institutional buyers to the table, or different kinds of things. So we do that sometimes with our clients, just using different, I should say, exit strategies, which I think everybody should do. Like normally people have a wheelhouse. You should probably stay in that.
Yeah.
Make sure you perfect that, and then look at the other stuff that you're getting shots at, and figure out how to monetize it.
How are the wings?
Come on.
You said you were good with spicy.
I am. That's what I said. This is not even. Is this a hot wing? Did you guys give me the wrong ones?
No. Oh, wow. It's called Extreme Plus 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 Plus. And you took it like a champ. All right, question number 2.
Got it.
So, based off of what you just told me that you do with the analytics
Yep.
and everything like that, what advice would you give to newer investors getting in as far as lead generation right now in 2024?
Yeah. I mean, it depends,
Now you
right?
got the end
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
All right. Got
Yeah,
it.
everyone always forgets that part.
Well, yeah. You're very
it's
conversational.
Yeah, it's like you just want it to be a normal podcast,
Okay. So if you're a newer investor, depending on your budget, but if you have a limited budget, I'm not going to lie, unless you're targeting a super niche list, I actually wouldn't do direct mail.
Yeah.
Direct mail is expensive. It's incredibly effective, but it's expensive.
Yeah.
Particularly because with direct mail, the key is to drip it. Usually about the 3rd or 4th drip is when the magic kicks in on direct mail. So if you were just starting out, what I would say is I would try to hone in on more of a niche list and then go do things that other people won't do. It's that hustle that you need when you're young anyway. And it's every experience you have is going to make you an amazing investor, 20, 30 years from now. Not that anybody stays in real estate that long. I mean, I'm very young. But no joke. There's nothing that you could possibly do. No seller you could talk to, no strategy that you could try or couldn't, the ones that you don't try are the ones that are going to hurt you. Go door knock. Yeah, go do the hard stuff. You know what I mean? Or, obviously texting if you can. Make sure you stay compliant. Cold calling right now is having a moment, for sure, because we track all kinds of different strategies through the pipeline.
Good moment or bad?
A good moment.
Good moment.
A very good moment. But again, what are you trying to accomplish on that call? Makes all the difference in the world, frankly, when you are searching for that person's pain, and not just so you can make the sale, but because you're genuinely interested. I think your best bet is to just learn the stories. Because the more stories you hear, the similar stories you hear, you're already going to know. Like I could, at this point, look at a deal and I could say, all right, this person, I could just look at their, the property and their circumstances. Three sentences of their circumstances. And I can say, it's probably going to be one of 2 things. They're either this or they're this. And these are the 2 ways that you can solve that problem. It's just about like, are you on the phone to just get somebody to be like, yep, I'm interested in an offer. Are you really interested in the person? I think the key to sales is how interested are you actually in that person?
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. All right, question number 3.
Yes.
Okay. So most investors, they have a problem when they get started with shiny object syndrome.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you come in and you're like, hey, I'm all about these analytics. I'm going to tell you what works and what doesn't work, right? At what point in time should an investor actually hire a company like you that's going to pay attention to their analytics and the KPIs to their marketing?
Okay, so the first thing I'll say is anybody can do what we do.
Okay.
That's the bottom line. You can do it right now, but you hear like people stop at the wrong KPIs. Like, what's your response rate on that? Well, it's a good question, but there's like 5 other questions you need to ask before you can even determine whether response is valuable, because the truth of the matter is high response, low conversion costs way more money than you think, even if it's just up here. So response rate, net lead rate from there. And these are things you could calculate on a piece of paper. Like if there's something, like if a CRM is stopping you, I'm telling you right now, I could track the data analytics I track on that napkin. But you have to just do it. So, how much response are you getting? What's the net lead rate, which means, like, does somebody actually have a house to sell? How many appointments are you booking from that net lead rate? Are you booking contracts from that net lead rate? And then what's your close? And how much money are you making on that kind of deal? Because you could be doing a list. It doesn't impress me that you do 100, 200 deals a year if it's $4,000 a pop. I'd rather see you do 10 deals at $100,000 a pop. Everything that I just said could be done here. Do it for a week. You'll see. The data will tell you where to go. You don't need a company like mine, who's going into, institutions that have these big things. But you have to know what's working and what's not working, especially when it's working. I have a lot of problem with people who are successful at what they do, and you're like, okay, but if you don't know why and exactly what is successful or where your breaks are, then when it stops, you're going to blame everybody. And you're like, well, if you don't know why you're winning, then are you really winning or are you just getting lucky? That's kind of my take on it.
I want to know something. Are you eating the wings? Like you're acting as if
you
like
see the little bits.
No, you meet the other people. You said you were good with spice. All right. Here's my question. Question number 4. Okay. What is the biggest win that you can think of in regards to data analytics to the marketing, making a change in someone's business? Either yours or one of your clients.
Nope.
Biggest win.
Sorry, I'm going to double answer you because it's insight.
Okay.
It's like knowing why something is happening. Don't tell yourself a story that's because you're a badass or, whatever.
Right.
Maybe you are, but you'll know if you track it. Oh my gosh, I go on these appointments and once I get belly to belly with people, ain't nobody beat me.
Right.
Well, then stop trying to screen belly to belly out. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's wasting my time or, whatever. What I think by tracking data analytics, the most powerful thing is you learn about yourself. There is no magic lead list. Because I can give you a probate list, I give that person a probate list, you're going to crush it, they're not. And that person's going to be like, your list sucks. I'm like, really? Because that's not even my list. I mean, I didn't make the list up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when you're tracking to find where are the holes in my bucket or where am I a unicorn? Like I freaking crush it right there. And then go get that, because then it doesn't matter if people give you low value leads. If you can get that person into the house, like if you know that's your sweet spot, then get everybody into a house that you can. Stop being like, well, it's going to be a waste of my time. Oh, so you're saying you're not a very good salesperson? I don't know. I don't know. By the time somebody lets you come out to the house,
right,
they have some level of motivation, and now it's on you and nobody else. So, figure it out. Yep.
All right, last question. You ready?
Yep.
One piece of advice to your followers that could change their life. Just one thing that you would say to them. You have to eat the wing first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Even though, it's not even bothering you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I will say this. I think you have to know where you're going. Like, know what you're wanting to accomplish. It comes down to vision.
Yep.
Because when I lost everything, and I mean complete obliteration, went from having more money in the bank than I knew what to spend or how to spend, and I know what it's like to grow up eating spaghetti noodles and tomato paste every single meal.
And hot wings.
Well, this is why. I mean, I was hungry. It's been a long time. Yeah. So I do think, though, what took us down was a deal that we did that we didn't have to do. We had that, and it wasn't even like greed. It was just like, here's the opportunity. The deal that took us down, and I mean, personal bankruptcy, business bankruptcy, 3-year bankruptcy, complete devastation, had less than nothing and owed people money on top of it. And it was because we didn't know where we were going. I think that it's really important as you go through all of the experiences that you're going through to realize the power of exposure. I am so grateful that I know what it feels like to have more money than you know how to spend, because it doesn't have power over me anymore. And I'm so glad I know what it feels like to have nothing, because that doesn't scare me anymore either. The more you just pepper in those experiences, and it'll help you know where you're going. Like, where do you want to stop? Why are you doing this? Really? Because if you're just doing it because it's a transactional kind of thing and it's a really well-paying thing, that's good. Just know that then. And then you're not putting all of these other weird wants and needs on top of it. Just go, no. I mean, if I'm going to sell something, I might as well sell houses because there's a lot of margin in there, and I'm down for that. Right. You know what I mean? But then, like, you don't attach all these other meanings to it because you have the vision of where you're going. And when that thing comes that could take you down, and it can, because I thought we were untouchable. Everything we touched turned to gold until it didn't. And that one little thing wiped out hundreds of rentals, all kinds of stuff. And frankly, it wipes you out too, because you go, holy crap, I'm not as good as I thought I was. And then you got to deal with all that. So it's better to just be like, okay, here's where I want to go. And then I'm going to stop here. And then maybe reassess. You can reassess your vision all the time, but where are you going? Not just like, I'm just going to get out of this moment. Well, there might be a lot better things you could do then, because it's not like real estate is, there's amazing things about it. There's really risky things about it too. Like, you got to go into it knowing.
You crushed it. You crushed it. Sure did. All right, guys, that's episode 3 of Real Estate Hot Takes. Christina Krause.
And come on, like, how many people? Is there going to be like a winner at the end?
Yeah, you won.
Right?
Yeah, you won.
Because I was like, all right, I'm just going to go in and pretend like I'm not dying.
You didn't even.
That's really what I'm doing though right now. Like, I'm like, oh, no, I'm not.
All right, guys, make sure you like this video and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Good stuff.
Okay.